Yes. Okay,
This one. Sure. Bro, I didn't come here to eat, I came here to work. So everything is rolling? Yeah. Okay, so, okay, look at the camera.
I should look there.
You can look at me, yeah, you can look at me, the camera is just captured. So, I have to look at the camera. Does it look at me? I think so. It's fine. Yes, it is. Okay, hi.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry about that, you fell. I will be dropping the videos this Monday.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Mamokgethi Phakeng. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and the name of this segment is called Motivation with Msa, and the main idea for this channel is to actually look for inspirational stories from individuals that have a great story to tell. As you can see from my smile right now, that I have a very amazing person right here with me today. So let me just tell you a few things about them. So she grew up in a village called Marapiane, which is between Mpompe and Mpumalanga. She was raised by her mother, who was a domestic worker then, and she later became a lecturer at 21. What are you doing at 21? Let's look at her educational background. So she got a BA from the University of Bophuthatswana in 1988. You were not even conceived. And then what is interesting about this is that in her fourth year, she got 74% for mathematics. She later got a Bachelor of Education in Mathematics Education from the University of Witwatersrand. That was in 1993. And then in 1996, she also added a master's. Then in 2002, she became the first Black South African female to get a PhD in Mathematics Education. So just a few honorary positions that she holds. She has an honorary professor of mathematics from the University of Witwatersrand, professor extraordinaire from the Tshwane University of Technology. She's a highly regarded B1 NRF scientist with over 8 research papers.
Citations, of course, are thousands.
Okay. And five edited volume published.
Could be more now, but that's okay.
Levels. Do I have to even mention the other awards? Because in 2014, the CEO magazine honored her with the most influential woman in Africa in education and training. And then in 2013, she was also honored by the CEO magazine as the most influential woman in South Africa in education and training. The Golden Key International Society, and by the way, I'm just mentioning a few here, there's about 15 awards that I saw. The Golden Key International Society honored her with the Honorary Life membership in 2009, and then in 2006, the NRF honored her as the top 3 women in research. And just to name a few positions that she's held, of course she's held a lot. She's been the DVC for the University of South Africa, she's been the DVC of UCT, and currently she's the CIC of the University of Cape Town. And that's literally 9 days ago. How honored am I to be the interviewer? Guys, please help me welcome the gorgeous Professor Mamokgethi Phakeng.
Queen.
I mean, we've laughed.
You are such a charmer, though.
we've laughed so much that I can't even say, welcome to the show. You've been here. Anyway, you've done a lot in one life.
Thank you.
What are you going to do for your next life? Because I think you've covered everything. Like, what have you done?
If someone asked me that question last year, I would have said, I don't know. But here I am, right? So I don't know. But it will happen. It will unfold,
happen. You know, okay. Yeah. Let's jump back to Marapiane village.
Yes.
The setup at home.
Life,
how was it?
Well, I mean, in retrospect, it was good because it teaches you a lot of things. But if you think about it at 5 years old, if you think I'm small, think of me at 5.
I can't. Can you
Firstly, waking up early in the morning to fetch water, because we had to fetch water elsewhere before we go to school, and you start early because the idea is to train you, and thereafter, having a bath and then walking to school. The school was like 7 to 10 kilometers to school, so you walk to, and it wasn't even in a building; it was in a church. Then we did grade 1. But you know, everyone did that, so it didn't feel like
something different.
Yeah, it wasn't something different. It was just that's what school is. You go to school. We took forever, and to get to school, and then we come back. We used to share. It was a platoon system, so you shared classrooms. So you know, well, you're under the tree. In grade 2, we go into the class, we share. And when we come back, there will be, I mean, there's things that we used to do, like watch where the snakes have crossed the road because it's sand, it was sandy. Yeah. We knew the weeds that you can plug out.
Or even
no, eat.
Yes.
The
ones to eat.
Yeah, the ones.
Because going to school is a journey. Like
it's a long journey. So you explore the weeds you eat, the fruit, the wild fruits that you pick out and eat.
We used to tie knots on grass. Those small parts so that people would fall. So
you've done that too?
Yeah, well,
you've done under the tree?
No, not under the tree.
Like you go into the church when it's raining, you get into the church?
No. It wasn't like that, but I used to walk to school. Of course, it was a building, but I used to walk to school. Like, I'm not sure how many kilometers. As you said, you even forget that you're going to school and you remember that, oh, flip, I woke up to go to school.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, and then you get there, and then it's a journey to come back.
You know, and then you have to come back and do chores. Yes. But let's go to Tutotebe, right?
Yeah.
You went to Tutotebe. Is that a middle school, right?
Tutotebe is a middle school. I mean, the thing about the middle school is that they didn't, it's things that when the homeland system happened to us, I mean, I grew up at a time when there was no homeland system and suddenly there's homeland system and you have a president of homeland who are not homeland, and neighbors are moving, who are not Botswanas, like who are Zulus and Tsongas had to move out. Because they didn't want to be Tswanas. If they wanted to be Tswanas, they had to change their identity into Tswanas. And some of them did and changed their surnames. And so the school system also changed. So they introduced middle schools, which were from standard 5 to 7, which is like grade 9. So it was that level. So I went to Tutotebe for just grade 7 and 8.
Grade 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you paint a picture for us? Because we just know you, as the charismatic person that you are right now. Yeah. What do you want to be? Because for me, I imagined that you wanted to be like, some model or something like that. What was your inspiration when?
No, I mean, when we were young, I mean, I was very naughty. That's for sure. I mean, because I was the smallest. But the naughty that when someone stood up, I would pull out the chair and they would fall. The naughty of putting notes at the back and people, stuff like that. So I was that naughty. If there's a list of noisemakers, I would be there.
Okay.
But I also passed, so the teachers liked me.
So they're not sure what to do with you.
Exactly. So I was that kid. But I never wanted to be a model. But actually, when I was at university, I mean, I actually entered the competition for Miss University of Botswana at some stage 1 year. And I was somebody convinced me, like people just came and said, you must do this, But I mean, we grew up with my sister not thinking even, we thought we were so ugly. My mother worked so hard to tell us we are so ugly. Like she was drumming it into us. That you are so ugly, like just get on with school.
Don't think of anything else.
Yeah, like if people go past and they say, oh, your girls are so beautiful. I said, no, they are just the same as everyone else. But when I was at varsity, I mean, I was a dancer, that's the thing.
Cool.
And dancing, we lived also in the township in Haranku, after my mother went to school. And there was a guy who was teaching children in the township to do ballroom dancing in Latin American. And my sister and I went, but I liked it more than she did. So I went on.
You carried on.
Yeah, I carried on with it. And when I was at varsity, I did competitive dancing. I still can get down big time. And I can do Latin American like nobody's business. Like if there's someone who knows how to dance,
it's you.
Yeah, well, no, because dancing is you do it with someone. You can't just do it alone. Ballroom and Latin American. So if I go to a conference and there's someone who knows how to dance, and people never expect me to dance.
Do it.
Yeah. But if sometimes I stand up like I can see this guy can dance. I would like let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. You touched on Botswana, the University of Botswana, which is now known as the University of Northwest.
Yeah. Well, the University of the Northwest is a conglomeration of things, including that.
So what did you do there? Because now you finished your high school and then you go there.
Yeah. I went there. I started with a BSc But I was hopeless at everything else. Well, not everything else. I mean, I did chemistry and biology and maths, but chemistry and biology, like, I never paid attention. I was hopeless at them, and yet I was getting 70s in math. And I just spent time doing maths, and I failed chemistry and biology the first semester because I didn't pay attention. But my dad had said, you're going to get this degree in 4 years. Like, you have no more time. Like, you're not getting any extra time. And my dad was paying with a loan at work. By the time I went to varsity, my brother was at varsity as well. So my dad was getting 0 net salary. So he had timelines, like, you got to finish.
Okay, so when then you decide to go to vets?
Yeah, well, I didn't go to vets immediately. I did go to work after that degree. I worked at a college.
Oh, that's when you became the lecturer?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
I was like 21 or 22 on duty. It was hilarious, right?
So you did a 4-year degree before 21?
Well, yeah, when I finished.
Let's talk about that.
No.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, I'm like,
I know.
what is wrong with me? I'm calculating, I'm like, how old am I?
No, I went to varsity, I was 16. I was 16 going to 17.
What happened to us?
No, you are normal. Remember, we didn't have preschools. So instead of going to preschool, like the luxury you had, you had to go to school. So I went too early.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's fine. Consoling, I know. You're trying to make me feel better.
No, that's what it is. It's not always a good thing, but here we are.
Yeah, true, because, yeah.
Maybe I would have gotten better results. Maybe I would have gotten, who knows?
I don't think anyone will regret being where you are right now. So you can't say maybe I would have done anything.
Who knows? I could be running a country, I mean, just say.
You can still do
to
it.
Mars or
You can
there's
still do
always
it.
something better.
You can still do it though. I think there's still that opportunity. But then you go to vets. How did you make sure that you do not get blinded by the lights of Joburg? Because I think, the University of Northwest.
I was older. Remember, I already had a degree when I went to vets, and that was different. I mean, friends who went to vets. I have my best friend went to vets for first year, and she keeps saying to me, "Damn, you were lucky that you didn't go the first year. You were messed up. You came there already."
Clear.
Yeah, I mean, I was young age-wise, perhaps, but I had a degree.
So you're used to like deadlines and all these things.
Yeah, I had some form of discipline. It wasn't like you're fresh from a trick and you. Not that it wasn't. I mean, there were dazzling stuff. I mean, the stuff that I didn't get. I mean, the cultures were completely different. The culture of activism was different. I mean, there were things that were even notices on the floor, and that's yeah. It was like wow.
Oh, there's a notice on the floor. Because one of the things I wanted to ask is how was it to be a black female student at a white-dominated university, especially during apartheid? Because now, I mean, most people still find it difficult right now, and how much more during apartheid? And how was it for you?
I mean, again, I was a postgraduate student, but it was. I mean, there was a sense of agency that you came here to get stuff, to get your degree, and you must just get it. But there was always. I mean, especially being a postgraduate student. I mean, when there's protest, for example, I mean, there would be tear gas sometimes in the corridors of Central Block, and the honors class would be going on, and you're the only. I mean, there were 3 of us black students in the honors class. Like like there's people protesting and there's class going on. It's not gonna wait for you because it's going on.
So this whole protest thing is not a new thing.
No, it's not a new thing.
Because I think some of us really got excited and it started happening. So people were like, yeah, no, we're starting a culture right here. We even like make sure that every year at this time, it's an annual event.
So you're planning.
If the year doesn't end without it happening, that wasn't even a year. You guys wasted your time.
Okay, now we got to stop here right now.
No, wait, yeah, okay, no.
Tell me the one thing protest this year, just to celebrate my appointment, like give me a break for the next 3 years.
Next 3 years, you're asking for a lot. We're going to give you 3 months. 3 months to prep your stuff to be ready and then, to engage. But yeah.
No, but I mean, there were. I mean, when I got to vets, there was remember that there was NUSAS, which of course when Max was there, it was there was a time when NUSAS was black and white students, but black students, when they go to NUSAS meetings, they wouldn't be allowed in certain venues. So then the black students started the Black Student Society,
which Steve Biko was also part of.
Steve Biko wasn't at VETS, it was a VETS thing. I think he was in Natal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in Natal. So they started the Black Student Society where black students can organize on their own. And so when I got to VETS, the Black Student Society was there, and I think it got banned the same year or either the same year or the year before I came, because they were still there, but they were like fading. And then because it was banned politically, then black students started the Black Students Interim Society, something BSIC or something. Yeah, just so that it's not the BSI, but it's the same people, you know. So it was there just to organize it. And then there was also the end conscription campaign. The white students who didn't want to go on conscription to be soldiers. And they were activists, so they were protesting that they are not going to train as soldiers because it was mandatory for them to go to the army. So the end conscription campaign was at its highest when I got to that, and there were lots of students. Many of them were NUSAS members, and the end conscription campaign, and then that's the year also that David Webster was assassinated, and there was a
So it was going on. Life was
going on. But the difference, you see, the difference between now and then is that there was there was unity. You know, there wasn't. You see, the protest of now is racialized. It's not on ideology. At that time, it was on ideology. So it was we are fighting for the same thing. We may be different, we may be whatever, but we're going to form together a block. And of course, black students were like, we're not going to be with you on NUSAS because we can't get you to. We'll have our own. But when we have a protest, they would come.
Really?
White students would come. It would be white students and black students, and police would be there, and
they'll also join in and fight with you guys. Like,
it was the police were the enemy. Otherwise, the conservatives wouldn't even be there. It wouldn't be like
students against other
but it was a struggle against the system of apartheid that was oppressive to black people, and white people joined. It wasn't seen as black against white.
Because I think a lot of, because personally I couldn't really imagine. I mean, I think when I spoke to Dr. Price about it, because one of the other questions I was going to ask is, were you guys in the same university?
No, he's too old. No.
Oh, okay.
He was president of the SRC 76, 77,
and
I was at primary school.
I didn't calculate that far, but when you guys, because he also spoke about the struggles and all that, I was like, what? Because personally, in my head, I just see whenever there's a strike, there's always those racial
And
lines.
I think when he was there, black students were much fewer than when I got there. Because there was a time when black students had to get permission. When I got there, I didn't have to get permission. That had fallen off. I mean, I got there in 1989. That had fallen off. When he was there, they had to ask for permission, and they used to keep the numbers low. So it was way
stricter.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the other questions that I want to ask is, how did you decide to become an academic? Because let's be honest, there isn't a lot of black academics. So it's not like you're inspired to be like, I want to be like him, or I want to be like her. And what drove you to say, I want to be?
I mean, it's when I was at VETS, I met this Professor Jill Edler, who was one of our lecturers. I mean, there were many other lecturers, but I think Jill she was different. I mean, I learned later that she and her husband were involved in the struggle. They were activists, and perhaps that's why she came across as different. So I met her at honors. And when I did my master's, I asked her to be my supervisor. And at the end of the master's, I went to her. I remember it was the last day, and I submitted, and I was like, and she said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm going to go back and teach." And she said, "Future." And I said, "Look, I'd love to do your job." I said to her. She was like, "My job." I said, "Oh no, your kind of job. What would it take?" And she told me, "Well, if you want my kind of job, you got to get a PhD, that's the license to practice." And so I sat down, I was like, what? Okay, how does it work? And she explained to me that, how academia works. But truly speaking, she's the one who sort of made me feel like I could do this. It's something that she made me, I mean, I had lecturers, professors over the years, but it was never a thinkable, something that I could do. I never thought it's something that's meant for me until she came into.
I also think there's still like that blur even still now. A lot of us don't even know what we do at masters. I mean, like at third year, like okay, I know that like masters you further in education, but you know how and how does it work, and especially who pays you, how do they pay you, who you know that. But and then you got your PhD in 2002, and the first black South African woman to get a PhD in mathematics education. And one of the things that we always speak about is that for you, you feel as if your path was to make sure that you're not the only one who has gotten this, and there's more people that come after you.
Yeah, well, when I got that, I mean, I got it in 2002, and in 2003 I got an award, one of those, the most outstanding young black female researcher. And it was at that time that it was mentioned that I was the first. I was like, what?
Oh.
So suddenly I thought, I mean, it's like you're supposed to celebrate, right? So that's when it came out that I was the first. And then I thought, wow, if you're the first, I felt like some form of responsibility. That if you're the first, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're not the last. You know, it's like you can't close the door. Now that you're
the oldest son at home, or the oldest person at home has to make sure that everyone.
Yeah, I thought the country has got a right to ask me 10 years from now. Are you still the last? You know,
and I want to ask you, because it's more than 10 years.
No, I'm not the last. I made sure that I'm not the last. No, I made sure that I'm not the last.
Can I ask this?
Yeah.
At what point do you think, you know what, I've made it in life? Because let's be honest, you have a PhD, you are rated.
No, you see, when you get a PhD, you know what it's like? It's like walking into a hall, you work so hard for it, right? You think the day you get the red gown, it's like, yes! But the day you get it, it's as if you walk into this big hall, stadium, everybody's got a red gown. That's how it feels like. And you're like, oh, okay. And then suddenly someone says, oh, you got a red gown, okay. How many have you published?
But let's be honest.
No, I'm just saying, that's how it works.
I guess what you're saying, I don't even have a degree.
You see, when you get a degree,
you're looking from my direction that I don't.
It's the same when you get a degree.
I've never even walked
unless you live in dream world. Unless you live in dream world.
You know kids who graduate from grade art, grade 1, they wear the black gown. I don't have the black one. I didn't wear that one even in grade art. But I just want to say, okay, at one point in your life, you look at your life and be like, no, actually, I might have not, because most of the time, as soon as the more you move, the more inspirations you have. But have you ever looked back and be like, actually, I've done something here?
Actually, I mean, sometimes, I mean, when people remind me, like sometimes when I congratulate one of the children at home, like, wow, you eat, man, and they go like, wow, you eat. You see what I mean? Then they're like, okay, but I never feel like I have arrived, and I have feeling that it's a good thing never to arrive, because I don't think it's a good thing to feel like I have arrived.
Not even now.
No. I'm still trying to qualify for this job, man.
You have the job.
Oh,
trying to qualify how? What do you mean?
I still have to qualify for this job. Oh, in every which way.
What? No way. No. Okay, I understand maybe, the qualifying you're talking about, but I'm just saying, Senna, when I looked at your record, I was like, this is insane. This is too much for one life. But okay, let's keep
I'm not an A-rated scientist.
I saw that because I saw that you I still wanna work on my PhD. I still have students to publish. I'm like, this woman is this.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not like I still want to be an A. I mean, it would be insane to want to be an A-rated scientist. It's gonna take a lot, especially with the job that I have now. If I continue just DVC, yeah, of course. I mean, and of course, B1 is borderline A.
Okay, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview because I enjoyed shooting it and doing it myself. In fact, I enjoyed the interview. I watched those interviews, by the way. I watched them. Other than that, I know you noticed that the interview just ended, and the title says part 1. Yes, it is part 1. I'm going to drop part 2 next week. And the reason being is that the interview was so long. We just had a great conversation. It ended up being very long. You do not want to miss part 2, because in part 2 we speak about how she almost didn't apply to be the Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Town, and we speak about her experience in the University of Cape Town. In fact, part 2 is a very, like, it's very, very spicy. Like, it's can you see the salt? Can you see the salt? Part 2 is very spicy, like very spicy. Okay, now I have to sweep the floor. But yeah, you do not want to miss part 2. Part 2 we speak about how she almost didn't apply to be the Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Town, and how is her experience here at this institution. I'll post it same time, same place on this YouTube channel. Do not forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. All the links are in the description below. Just go to the description, press those links and follow me. Don't forget to subscribe, press the bell button to get notifications. Guys, other than that, have a wonderful week. Okay, last one. Quote of the week is, be accountable to ideas. Write them down and be accountable to them. That came from Unomzama. I think, yeah, it's been a quote that has been stuck in my head all along. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. That's the last one for this week. Don't forget to subscribe. Next week, same time, same place. I love you.